Hi, my Leos. Welcome to your monthly reading. This is for June 2018. Reminding you, these are all general readings. So, I'm gonna talk a little bit less about astrology. There's not too much to talk about this month anyway. But I just want to remind you that, well, if you knew already, if you don't know, I have to tell you, Mars is going to be in retrograde, and Mars is the planet of war, the planet of the battle, the planet of motivating you to go to war, to give you that impulsivity. And just talking about impulsiveness, I know how my Leos can be, and I include myself because I'm an ascendant Leo, and I use my Leo attitude, and I roar plenty of times, and lately I did, and I messed up. But I think I did well. However, that energy that Mars is going to bring us is for us to use it in a productive way. And I know for many people, my Leos, that has been struggling and to see the light at the end of the tunnel, and then saying, but I haven't seen it, the karma in my favor. You said it, but why? Why? Because you guys are not seeing it. Because you guys are resistant to the change. And I feel good. I feel more I feel tranquility inside of me. Like I realized what was the problem. As a Gemini sun and as a Leo ascendant, it's very much connected, my readings all the time. And I'm just like, whoa, why? Because it's a cycle we are. Most of us are. But there's the other cycle of the older Leos that are delayed. You guys haven't learned yet. And you guys, funny enough, you guys are strong enough and have determination, but you guys have been using it in the wrong way. If you've been dealing with someone that has betrayed you, hurt you, because plenty of people has done that to us, Leos. But plenty of you guys has done it too. So you might have used a little bit of this energy, to try to hold that beast inside of you, or to scream if it wasn't working. And why I'm saying this is because look at my face. At like 1:30 in the morning, I was talking to my friend. She's a Leo, and she's been totally desperate for the last 2 to 3 weeks. Uranus and Aries, cutting things off. It cut it so bad for her, but so bad for her that she literally lost her son. And lost her son because her son doesn't want to be with her anymore. He says he doesn't want to be with her. And why? This is a big story. So I'm going to tell you a quick story about it. The thing is, sometimes Leos protect their babies and protect their family. They are the king of the jungle. So you guys want to protect everything, especially from the ones that you think they're going to hurt you, right? And hurt your family, hurt your babies, right? So that's what she did. And it was okay. She fought over her ex-husband when he left her, and not only left her for another woman, but left her in debts. And literally he messed her up. When he did that, she fought in court and everything. Finally got him to start paying child support and stuff like that. But she was still alone and had no money, because in that country they barely get something. So he needed to fight for work while she's going to school and having 3 kids to feed. But she did use a bit of this energy, trickery and manipulation, and we all do, because we're not perfect. So some Leos can be like, oh, but this happened to me. But sometimes you have to realize too, that you use some of that energy and sometimes can go right back at you. But whatever, that's not the case I'm talking about. Why is the karma not going back at you in your favor? It's not because of this, actually. It's because the way you use that energy. Because if you could have used it in a productive way, it was okay. But sometimes we allow to use this type of, I call it strategies to move forward in life. We do. Who doesn't use this type of energy sometimes? I'm not talking about lying and cheating. I'm talking about strategizing. And my Leos, we can be very strategic. We are. The problem is, like, we sometimes, instead of using this energy where we keep the animal inside of us, we go and roll. And that's what she did. She started rolling and rolling, of course, fighting, for her children and everything. But sometimes, not their own children, but sometimes I would say his son. She lost his son. He doesn't want to be with her anymore. He is standing by his father, who basically put them in misery, and he doesn't know. I can't blame him. He's 14 years old. He's not really a kid anymore. He knows what he's doing, and he's actually going to testify against my friend because he definitely don't want to be with her because they poor. And he doesn't realize that the person who puts him in that situation was his father. But leaving that in the side, the thing is how you take that is negative and switch it and change it in the direction where it goes to be more positive for you. The thing is, like, she struggles so much, and this kid, and sometimes she was so upset, and she said it to myself, sometimes she was too demanding, even with her son, and that's what it brought to her. Pain, sadness, betrayal from the person she loved the most, that she struggled fought for, and he's actually standing by the side of someone who is actually the person who destroyed pretty much his happiness, but he doesn't know. He's being instigated, right? But it's fine. I told her nothing is lost in the battle, because this is what we need to know. We need to do, I'm sorry. If you are being fighting against this type of energy of this person or this bullier or this, I'm not talking about this person, but whoever has been putting you against the wall and getting the worst of you out, it's time for you to change that. It's time for you to be a mother of cups or a father of cups, I would say. It could be a man or a female. Because you need to take a rest. And it's funny, this card is the same thing, that it's the same card that came up for Gemini, and I am ascendant Leo and a Gemini sun. So I know I messed up already before, which you can, if you go to Gemini, I talk about my personal story, and this is not my personal, but it's kind of, because my best friend, we know each other since we were 18, and of course I didn't like her ex-husband anyway. I knew it, but nobody's perfect, and she wasn't either perfect. She just didn't know how to use the energy in the proper way. So she got mad. She was upset. She started rolling and screaming and yelling, and at the same time her son felt trapped in the middle. Okay, so she was going to school. He had to help. So many kids that I know, they have to help their parents, but he got at the point, like, oh, he got a little more ambitious when he sees the other side. He can get more things or be on his own and do whatever he wants, and he doesn't have to have responsibilities. And I know every mother will put responsibilities to their sons. It's just like everyone, when we were little, when we were younger, even as a teenage, we have responsibilities like pick up your shoes, do your bed, do your things, la 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 la. I have all that stuff I have to do, but he doesn't want to do it. So he just wants to run away, and he just wants to be with his father, and that's when she lost it. She lost it. Not her son only, but she lost this energy, keeping the beast inside of her. And I told her, same thing I'm telling you, the only way you can actually get what you expect about those messages, communication, back and forth with people, whoever you waiting for, even for lawyers, if you have dealing with the law, if you're dealing with something that you lost and you love and you want to get it back, you know what? Just don't do anything. Don't do anything. But if you do, the only way you can get it back, if you want to do something, is to be using this energy, keeping your beast inside of you. You do not want to be yelling, because it's going to be against you. You want to gain something, you want to have this in your favor, you want things to change in your life, so you need to use the Mother of Cups energy. And I'm going to be so straightforward to you, because this is why I've learned. This is why I learned that I need to keep that beast inside of me, because I was like this sometimes. Not only that I have my mean twin sometimes, but I have my Leo rising that is gonna come, and I was using my Leo sometimes. But to be honest with you, I've been more on the side of the good Gemini that are being always taken advantage of. So remember, there's always two sides. So if you being the bossy one, the demanding one, which my friend was in a certain way, I know she was trying to defend her babies, and I know she was fighting over things, but she didn't realize that sometimes those babies felt a bit pushed, a bit choking, and I'm not saying we don't have to put responsibilities on our kids. We do. But sometimes when we ask for something, we do not demand things like, oh, but I'm the mother. Oh, but I'm doing this and you have to follow. Because it's not. I mean, I know we parents. I'm not a parent. I'm not a mother. I don't have kids yet. But so I can't tell you how to treat your kids. But for what I see, is the time of change, and change the directions. That's what's going to be the name of this video, so of this reading. If you being the one who's been instigating and demanding and bossy, Mother of Cup energy. If you being the one like I used to be, trying to save the world and being so patient and just using this type of energy, well, guess what? Now it's time for you to fix things. I'm not saying using the raw thing and the aggressiveness. No, do it in a proper way. Use that energy that Mars is bringing to you in retrograde, that motivation, that impulsiveness, but in a productive way. Use logic and be strategic. It's strategic, because I know how much pain you've been in, or you still in, like my friend. To feel like she lost all. And why I'm saying is, look at this cups. This normally is a card when you have the 2 cups, 3 cups spilled in front of you, and you have 2 cups behind of you that are still standing. And here there's none. And I know you're probably feeling that you lost everything. Everything. You can't even see it, but it's not true. And why I'm saying this, look at the cards. Because we have the Star card. And the Star card is telling me it just doesn't matter that it's even reversed. But you know what it means when it's reversed? It's because it's still not timing for you to get what you want. If you are not feeling tranquility, if you're feeling that the karma is not going in your favor, it's because you still haven't changed what you need to change. That attitude of you, the way you handle things, that is your problem. Things are still hanging in there with the world in reverse. The cycle has not been completed. If you are not in this cycle, like feeling down and feeling more, feeling more like you're resting, because there's 2 energy, the one who's resting and being okay and the one who's crying. So I am here. but I need to keep it here and use this energy. If you are here, it's because you're using the other energy of this that has been using the beast. And of course, like I said, you know, you being more aggressive. And I would say you have been using a lot of trickery too, and maybe lying too. And I'm not saying that you don't need to use some strategy. You're still going to need to use it, but use it in a productive way without screaming and yelling, but be diplomatic, because you need to be diplomatic if you wanted to deal with this energy. Whoever is pushing your buttons, because there's someone that can be air sign, a fire sign, as you could be a water sign, but it could be any sign, because the world card is telling me. Now, if you don't use that energy of changing directions, of if I'm too strong or too demanding, too bossy, then I'm going to become more softy. Not softy. I'm still going to defend my points, but I'm going to use strategy. I'm going to use that motivation and positivity, and being more diplomatic. Now, if you being the one who's been hurt all the time, and then you been always keeping that, you've been losing basically your confidence. Now you have to keep your confidence. You have to take back your power as a Leo. Use a strategy, especially because people has been hurting you. And you know what? I'm not saying use it the same way against them. Sometimes you're going to have to. I'm not saying lie and be a mean person. Just use strategy. Because if you don't, it's going to be very hard for you to close this cycle, because you have the hope and wish and desire card. But you know why it's in reverse? It means that it's not time yet, like I said, because you need to fix this. And sometimes you overindulge, and if it's not you, the other person, but you're dealing with someone, or if it's you who likes drinking, going out, you know, having fun, dealing with another person, and threesomes and whatever, you know, you name it. But it's bringing you a lot of weight over your shoulder, because some of you feel that way. The only way you can have this in a positive way, in those messages, that whatever you want to get, if you want, like, oh, I want to get the divorce, if you want to get this and settle down something, well, use this. If you want to get married and you really love this person that you are with, then use this energy. All right? Because I know you're here. I am not here. I'm here. So there's two things. Remember, or you here, or you here. Taking your time in your space and feeling calm and taking a rest, or you just crying. The only way you can just change all these energies is by you changing the directions. Where you changing the direction? Where you know you have to change your direction. And I already explained this pretty good. And it's just 18 minutes. And Spanish actually was longer. Well, because Spanish is a longer language too. But yeah, there is a lot of possibilities for you to win a case, for you to get what you want. It all depends in which direction you're going to, where you're going. But definitely these two cards, and this card, and this card, while you keeping this, it's all a great card. This is right there, you being very nurturing, being very strategic. Being very strategic. Being relaxed and rest, because most of you guys has been very anxious. But I'm so glad I don't see the 9 of Cups here, because it's telling me that you guys have been anxious, but you are about to step onto this energy to feel more calm, like you're in a holiday. You're going to. You hear. That's what I told my friend. You're almost there. That's why you get the stars in reverse, because you're almost there. Just make that last change. That Uranus and Aries put you in, because that started with Uranus and Aries. Uranus is in Taurus now since May 15, 3 days ago. When this happened, Uranus and Aries, it's like, you need to learn, and Uranus cut stuff for you. What it did for her, her son doesn't want to be with her anymore, and he's gone somewhere else, is with someone else, and say, I don't want to be with you. And how she's gonna solve it? Well, she knows. She's gonna leave him alone, and she's gonna just stay relaxed where she is at, keep that beast inside of her, go to court. But since she knows her son is going to testify, she knows how she is in right now. So she is pretty disappointed and pretty depressed. But she did tell me, but I'm feeling much better now. And I'm getting almost here. And why? Because she has realized where her mistakes were. And this is where you have to look at what mistakes you made. Which side are you? Which side of you? Here or here? I'm sorry. Here or here? Are you still trying to get what you want with, or manipulation, or just crying? Not crying, I mean lying, like screaming, being too demanding. But when you're demanding and, you know, asking for more and more, I mean, you're being a little, you know, it's not working. It's right under. But if you get this, you find love. And then you can find and get actually what you need and what you want, which are this communications back and forth and knowing about someone. So I will tell her, maybe you're gonna, because her son blocked her completely, social media, phone, everything. She has no contact with him. He's just like, I don't want to be with you. I said, just let it be, let it be. She's like, but I need to fight him. I know what you need to do is do the right thing, and that's what she's doing. She's going to court so she doesn't get in trouble. So they know he is the one who doesn't want to be with her anymore, and things are being clarified. And if you look at this card here, that is the clarification here, the light right there in your third eye. You see that? Use it. Because if you don't, you're still going to be overindulgent to things just to calm the pain. I mean, just to, you know, try to keep the pain down, and still feeling overwhelmed, super stressed, having all that load over your shoulders, and, you know, and just feeling bad and not being able to sleep. And now I see that you are getting a bit better. You're almost there. Just don't go back to that energy where it puts you completely in the floor, completely anxious, and completely like you wanted to just, you know, like, oh my gosh. She was even having numbness in her face and her lips and her leg. And I said, if you continue like this, you're going to get sick. And I said to her, you need to calm the F down. Like, okay. So, my Leos, I hope I helped you in any way. So, yeah, I know. Being betrayed, being pushed down, someone really hurt you, someone has doing things to you like her ex-husband did to her, and plenty of others, pretty sure, because I passed through it too. But I learned, and if you haven't learned yet, you need to learn it now, because Mars is going to be with us. Mars retrograde is going to be with us June 26th to August 27 until it goes direct again. And Uranus is in Taurus. All right. Anyway, my Leos, big kiss, much love, much light, and stay cool. Keep that beast inside. Be more diplomatic and strategic. Okay? Don't attack. If you do, do it the right way. So I'll see you on June. Much love and much light. Ciao.